Your ukuleles are arriving. So far I've received 10 of the 20 that I ordered, and I receive the other 10 tomorrow. And I'm excited about getting them to you so that you can make music with them. But there's something really important that you have to understand before you can even begin to touch that ukulele, and that's the difference between a high pitch and a low pitch. And I'm not talking about baseball. We hear sounds because the air is vibrating. When something vibrates, it moves or wiggles. When I pluck a ukulele string, I disturb it and it vibrates. How fast it vibrates is called its frequency. A high frequency, a low frequency. If it vibrates slowly, it will move the air around it slowly, and the vibrations will enter our ears as a low sound. If it vibrates faster, it will move the air around faster. The vibrations will enter our ears as a higher sound. In the case of the human voice, the vocal cords are made to vibrate when air is pushed through them. It's like when you stretch the neck of a balloon to make it squeal. In music, several things make the air vibrate slower or faster. One thing, as in a piano or harp, is how long or short the string is. Short strings will vibrate faster and sound higher. Long strings will vibrate slower and sound lower. Listen as I play all 88 keys on the piano, from the lowest, the longest strings, to the highest, the shortest strings. The length of the string affects how high or low the pitch will be, but other things affect how high or low the pitch will be also. The ukulele has 4 strings. All 4 strings are the same length. Each of the 4 strings sounds a different note. It vibrates each string from the saddle up to the nut, so the strings are all the same length. You'll change the length of the string. You will shorten what part of the string vibrates by pushing down on the string in different places. Some strings are thicker than others. The thicker string will vibrate slower and have a lower sound. You notice that the left string is thinner than the string next to it. That second string has a lower sound because it is thicker. Some strings are denser than others. This string is wrapped in a coil of steel. So here is a G that's not wrapped in a coil of steel, and here is one that is wrapped in a coil of steel. The denser string has the lower pitch. It vibrates more slowly. When we tune a ukulele, we make all 4 strings sound a certain pitch by changing the tightness of the strings. The 4th factor in how a string will sound is tension. The tighter the string, the higher the pitch. Counterclockwise the way to twist. Forward on left, backward on right. That's the way to make a string tight. Tune your ukulele now. Okay, I'm going to strum my strings on the ukulele. Whoa, doesn't sound like a ukulele to me. The problem is the strings are not the right tension. I'm going to listen to my first string which is a G, and that should sound like this. So I tighten it till it sounds like that G. My next pitch should sound like a C. There's what it sounds like. Here's what it should sound like. So I have to tighten it. My next pitch should sound like an E. That's fairly close. So I got to tighten it. And my last pitch should sound like an A. All right, listen to it. Here's the A. So I'm going to tighten it. So now I have, and I can play chords that sound good. So by controlling how tight the strings are, I get it in tune for a ukulele. Sounds can be high. Sounds can be low. If something vibrates slowly, it will move the air around it slowly. The vibration will enter our ears as a low sound. If it vibrates faster, it will move the air around faster, and the vibrations will enter our ears as a higher sound. How fast or slow the air vibrates is called frequency. The higher the frequency, the higher the pitch. The lower the frequency, the lower the pitch. The four things that control how high or low a string will sound are the length of the vibrating string, the thickness of the vibrating string, the density of the vibrating string, and the tightness or tension of the vibrating string. The higher the tension, the higher the pitch. The lower the tension, the lower the pitch. Tension, the tightness or looseness of a string, is what you are going to use to tune your ukuleles when we work together next week.